Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome back on reading section. Today I'm going to still discuss about scanning reading technique. But today on this video I'm going to discuss about scanning reading technique tips. What kinds of tips that you have to do to make your scanning reading technique process become more easier, effective and efficient. So let's check it out, guys. Let me remind you about the definitions of scanning reading. Scanning is the technique used to find the specific information by looking at the text to find the information we need. Do you still remember about that? I hope so. First tip. Pay attention to these steps very carefully. There are two steps that you have to notice. The first, decide what is the specific information. 2, pay attention to the reading material. These two steps is the first tip that I can give you in order to make you become the masters of scanning technique. About how the step would be done, I'm going to explain you on the further slide. Decide what is the specific information. You decide the specific information based on the question that is given to you before or after the passage or the reading. On the question, you know that something that you want to find is maybe a name, maybe an address, maybe a number or amount of a certain things like the weight of a person. Maybe you want to find the date of someone's birth. Maybe you want to find the phone number of a person or etc. The color, the data, selling product or everything. So you have to remind on your mind. And then you have to remind that you have to answer the question that is given to you. And the answer of the question, it could be those specific information that I have already mentioned. So before you read the text scanningly or read quickly about a text, make sure that you have already decided what specific information that you want to find. Number 2, you have to recognize the reading material. What kinds of reading material that you have for you to scan? How the reading material it works. You have to recognize it. Suppose your reading material is a computer, then you have to recognize how the computer works, how the computer filing. You have to know it. Suppose that your reading material is a handphone or a mobile, then you have to know how the mobile works. It is impossible to find the specific information that you have in the whole part of the computer or even a mobile phone, right? You must be going to find it on a specific application or part in the computer itself or cell phone itself. Or maybe if your reading material is a book, then you have to know how the book is work. And either when your reading material is a comic, is a magazine, is a newspaper, you gotta know how it works. So it's easier for you to know how to find the specific information on the reading material. bahan bacaannya yang mau dicari informasinya itu apa? Itu. Apakah sebuah komputer? Apakah sebuah HP? Apakah sebuah magazine? Atau majalah? Apakah koran? Apakah dictionary? Or it could be something like that. So, please recognize it. And when you have already recognized it, remember you have 3 things. Do it work alphabetically? Do it work chronologically? Do it work categorically? Okay? Notice these 3. Do the reading material work alphabetically? Do it chronologically? Or do it categorically? Okay? Alphabetically, so there are some reading material that using alphabetically when it works, such as attendance list. So when you try to find a certain name on the attendance list, you have to very notice to the first letter of the word or the first letter of the name. So example, when the word or the name that you try to find is Diana, then you have to be very attention to the D letter. So you find and then you grab your finger to the D part of the attendance list. Then you are going to have the further searching until you find the name that you find, which is Diana. Okay, and then glossaries. Glossaries is the vocabulary pack, then like a dictionary. The same with dictionary, those are the vocabulary pack, which is going to list alphabetically. So make sure that you know the first letter of the word. Then phone contact in the mobile, document files in the computer, and then membership file that is going to file in alphabetically. Okay, so try to very notice to the reading material and how it works. Then it make you easier to do the scanning process. Chronologically is a certain reading that it's going to arrange based on time, or chronologically it means that the time it's going to it's going to arrange in step from the very beginning until the end. Example, on story, if you have a story on a book or maybe on a piece of paper, it's going to write chronologically based on the time. Okay, so it's not going to swap or even jump it's going to you're going to tell the story chronologically, step by step, from the earlier up to the end. It happened also to the novel, comic book, biography, and schedule. It's going to present based on time, the earlier to the later, the morning to the night, and then from year to year, from month to month. So it happened in safe or in a good arrangement. Categorically means the reading materials that is arranged based on the category. Like the magazine, you're going to find a different category of each the category of fashion, the category of food, the category of true story, the category of fiction. So you have to choose which one that you want to read. Is it fiction or is it true story, or maybe you want to read the fashion or the recipe, the food blogger, something like that. So it's always based on the category. It happened also to the newspaper. They're going to have a different section between advertisement, true crime, and etc. Manual book, it's also categorical. How to put on the batteries, how to work on a certain thing, or how to fix the broken thing. And also the recipe book, there's a recipe book about there's a chapter that write the recipe of food, write the recipe of drink, and write the recipe of snack. So it's different based on the categorically. And then entertainment guide. So what you need in doing the reading technique: first, you have to be very concentrate. Second, you have to be very careful on your eye focus. And then three, you have to use your finger or pen. Let's discuss about concentrate. Concentration is very needed. While you do reading, make sure that there is no noise or even disturbance from the other person or even from the other thing like music or noisy thing. It's going to affect your process in scanning reading, because scanning reading is a very fast activity. Then you have to be very concentrate. Make sure that you have a full concentration on doing this scanning thing. Eye focus. Because you are going to use your eye for reading, make sure that you are very focused on your eyes movement. So you are going to move your eyes very quickly, like making the movement of S and making the movement of Z or Z. Very quickly, you are going to search the information that you want to know, and it happened quickly. So make sure that your eyes is very focused. Very focused eyes is going to be help to the successfulness of finding what you search or finding the information. Use finger or pen. In order to focus, you have to use a certain tool. Then you can use your finger and pen. You're going to help your eyes in focusing, and then you are going to use the finger and pen to help your eyes inserting the information through the passage or through the text. You are going to move your eyes held by your finger and pen from the bottom part of the passage to the down below of the passage until you find a certain information that you want to find. Okay, I think that's all about some tips or how to do scanning reading. Make sure that you make a practice doing scanning reading very often at your house so that you can be very expert in doing it. Okay, happy reading. Thank you and see you.